What's up, YouTube friends? This here is Pi, or at least it's Pi's hands. And in this video, we're gonna take a kind of first look at Peak Design's new travel tripod. I'm gonna give you some thoughts along the way, and we're gonna show you kind of the experience of unboxing the new item. So what we have here is Peak Design's aluminum travel tripod. And right here, we have the carbon fiber variant, okay? So these pretty little guys are gonna set you back a bit. This guy is running at around 350 bucks. The carbon fiber one is gonna set you back a whopping 600 bucks, at least currently. But I'm kind of excited about it because Peak Design has a way of taking these things that we know and love and just making them so much better, kind of revisiting the backpacks, everything. So let's take a look, and we're gonna start by, well, opening up this lovely little box here, which you can tell is a nice, sleek, minimalist design that we've come to expect from Peak Design. Let's go ahead and open up the box and pull the tripod out. And the first thing that I want to point out is just this overall kind of sleek shape and design and the quality of the bag that it comes with. I generally don't use my tripod bags that much, but this is a really nice bag, and I can see it actually being quite useful and holding up over time. You can also see there's a little pocket right here, which I'm gonna assume there's an Allen wrench inside. You can start to see its head kind of poking out. That's the Allen wrench that we'll actually be using for the plate itself. Honestly, it's nice that we have a compartment for this, just so it's not gonna get lost. Let's go ahead and actually get the tripod out now. So let's just pull on this tab. Okay, and all I'm gonna do is grab the head of the tripod and the bottom of the sleeve, and let's just see if we can tug this out. There we go. Okay, so we have this little notebook that comes along with it, gives us all the details. Strikingly, the first thing that kind of pops into our heads is just the overall size and the form factor of this guy. And I actually have my current tripod. This is the MePhoto Carbon Fiber Road Trip. So you can see that in the overall size, I actually tested how long they are when they fold out or how high they can get. And they're actually very comparable, but in the overall size and the form factor of these two, I'm gonna remove my hands out of the way just so you can see, it's just so much more compact. Now, this tripod is around 3.6 pounds. In the carbon fiber variant, the aluminum on this guy is 3.5 pounds. So, you know, when you're holding them, they weigh pretty similarly, but the actual size is a dramatic difference. And if you flip to the carbon fiber variant of the travel tripod, you get a sub 3-pound tripod in this guy. Which I assume that if you are a landscape photographer and you're taking multiple tripods with you, that's gonna be something that you probably will notice, is having, you know, each one be a little bit lighter. Granted, you need to have the money to be able to buy them. But for most of us, 3.5 pounds versus 3 is not gonna merit the difference in price that we would pay, unless you just wanna say that you have carbon fiber. So let's take a look at the actual leg design. And the first thing that kind of I notice here is, when I pulled it out for the very first time, I loved the clip design and how they fold in. Now, I've been using the quarter turn tripod for a very long time, and I'm used to it, but I honestly still prefer clips for legs. And the reason is they're so simple and quick just to clamp down wherever you need, as long as they hold their strength over time. And you can tell the build quality of this is really solid, and the reason why I like that is because on a quarter turn tripod, like for example this one, you're turning each one, and if you're not used to it, if your assistant grabs it, they're gonna open it up and like kind of pull it open, and you sit here kind of like turning and twisting and clamping these down multiple times. It just takes a little more time, it's a little more cumbersome, and also you can tell I've got quite a bit of sand actually loaded into those joints. Not a good thing, but that's just gonna happen with any tripod that you use at the beach quite a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out now all the way. So let's extend the leg all the way. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. This is one of the things that I love doing to test these tripods. So if I move this over here so you can see the bottom of the frame, I'm gonna put my hand right at the bottom and I'm just gonna push in with about 30, 40 pounds of pressure and see if I can't get the leg to fold in. And you can see that I can't. In fact, the leg isn't even flexing all that much. So I can bend the leg while fully extended, and you can see just how sturdy it is. So again, solid job on the overall design and build quality of this guy. That's impressive considering just how small the tripod is and the height that it can fold out to. We can see that along the designs we have that Allen wrench. If we do need to tighten any of the joints, that same Allen wrench that we can use for the plate itself can be used for the joints. Let's take a look at some of the other things. So looking up at the top, we have a little clip right here where if we pull the tripod leg out, you can see that this is the standard kind of angle. I can press the clip and get this to go a little bit further where we can turn the tripod actually into a hi-hat. Okay, so we can get the legs out and you can get the camera very low and down to any surface that you're shooting on. Now, one interesting thing here, check this out. Inside of the middle leg, you see this little phone kind of looking thing. It's like a phone on a tripod, right? So it actually comes with its own tripod mount for your smartphone. And it's located directly inside of that little compartment. It's a little bit tricky kind of understanding how to put it in and take it out. So basically you have to kind of press down and give it a little like rotate. Like, so you kind of pull up on this little tab and rotate it to pull it out. When you're putting it back in, you kind of do the same thing where you kind of pull up on the tab and kind of rotate it to set it back in, and it'll clip into lock. So if you want to mount your phone to your tripod, you can do it very easily. So I thought that was a little nifty design. The head design itself is pretty unique, and I haven't really seen anything like this. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the little knob that kind of controls the center column. So we loosen up the center column, and you can see that the ball design is pretty small, and it actually tucks right into this compartment right here. So when I press it down, it just folds right into there. Not really folds, it kind of just presses right into this little slot that's designed for it. And that's what gives it that tiny form factor. The ball head doesn't even stick out from the tripod itself. I would imagine it also protects it as well. So it's a really nice design there. So let's go ahead and just loosen this and pull out the center column again a little bit. I want to show you guys how the ball head actually works, because it's pretty unique as well. So this bottom ring right here will loosen the ball head, and what's cool about this is I can actually loosen and tighten it. So now it's tight, okay, with one hand, you'll notice. That's kind of a big deal, because we can use one hand to kind of adjust the angle of the camera and one hand to kind of get the head right into the direct exact position that we want it to be in while shooting. So that's a big deal for me. Now let's take a look at the top piece. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and fold out the legs. So we'll put this into its hi-hat position. Okay. And we're gonna pull the column out all the way. Kind of set this down on the table so you guys can all see it. Okay, with the head right here, we have another twisting ring right here, which you control with this little knob. So as soon as you kind of loosen that, you just press down on this. I'm gonna show you guys a different angle of this too, and then your plate will come out. Now this plate is the Peak Design plate that comes along with it with an Allen wrench, but the actual tripod is designed for Arca Swiss as well. So you can actually remove the guide to put in Arca Swiss plates, or simply use the plate that it comes along with. And this plate is so tiny, I like the overall design of it. I would probably just leave it on my camera always. You also have a bubble just for guide purposes right in the head, and I'm gonna show you guys now what that looks like from the side, because I think that the head design is actually pretty unique. Okay, let's loosen the center column. And let me show you guys how this is right here, how this works. Okay, so again, here's that little adjustment, right? So you can loosen it or tighten it. So turning it to the left tightens that plate in its little grip right there. And I like that design because, again, very simple, easy to use, and then you simply push down and you can see that the plate will just kind of pop out once it's pressed down. So that's how the mount kind of works. The only thing I can really note is for the plate, I would love to have that kind of thumb screw mechanism so we could twist and tighten with just our fingers, but not a huge deal. I imagine they probably did this just to keep the size small and to keep the design very simple. So I'm gonna pop the plate back in. With that, let's just briefly chat about who this product is for. Now, honestly, there's really only one con that I could potentially think of, and that's the price point. With the aluminum coming in at $350, the carbon fiber variant at $600, it's gonna set you back a bit. But it's priced right in the range of other high quality travel tripods. In addition, you're getting a Peak Design product, which if you enjoy and appreciate your capture clips and other Peak Design items that you're using, they work seamlessly with this tripod. Also, if you simply appreciate good design and portability along with that rugged and durable quality product, then this is for you. Just don't expect that you're getting all of that for less than $100. But honestly, a tripod is one of those things that I would highly recommend investing in a good one and just using it and enjoying it as opposed to continuing to buy the cheap ones over and over again as they break. That's it. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and let us know what you think in the comments below.